Hello world, Nikolai518 here. Today I want to go over some of the sample questions for the AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner certification that I'm going to be working on and want to achieve by the end of January 2023. I will have this link in the description if you want to go over the questions by yourself. The goal today would be to complete and understand 5 of these questions, so 1 through 5. And I know what you're thinking. What? 5? Only 5? What a ripoff. And I would say, hang on. If school and college has taught me anything, it's that you take a big problem and you break it down into smaller, manageable pieces. I think 5 questions is totally doable. So what I want to do is read the question, read the answers, let you know what I'm thinking and why I'm going to pick a certain answer, and then we'll go over what the answer is. It's 3 pages. The 3rd page is the answer key. So let's get started. Why is AWS more economical than traditional data centers for applications with varying compute workloads? A. Amazon EC2 costs are billed on a monthly basis. B. Users retain full administrative access to their Amazon EC2 instances. C. Amazon EC2 instances can be launched on demand when needed. And D. Users can permanently run enough instances to handle peak workloads. One answer that stuck out to me was C. And the reason is it's on demand. It's not like you're going to spend $1,000 up front to try to, if Saturdays are the busiest day, okay, we're going to need all of this tech to support Saturdays, but most of the time we're not going to use it. That's not going to be economical. So I went with choice C, and let's see what the answer is. The answer is C, and it's the ability to launch instances on demand when needed allows users to launch and terminate instances in response to varying workloads. So if it's busier, you're good. If it's not as busy, you're good. This is more economical practice than purchasing enough on-premise servers to handle the peak load. All right, so we're 1 for 1. 2. Which AWS service would simplify the migration of a database to AWS? Our choices are AWS Storage Gateway, AWS Database Migration Service, Amazon EC2, or Amazon AppStream 2.0. Well, going with my intuition, can I give you an absolute definition of each one of these terms? Do I know by heart what they do? No, just being honest. But my intuition is telling me that database is in the question, database is in this answer. This feels like the right choice right here. So my answer would be B. And the correct answer is B. So AWS DMS helps users migrate databases to AWS quickly and securely. The source database remains fully operational during the migration, minimizing downtime to applications that rely on the database. AWS DMS can migrate data to and from most widely used commercial and open source databases. 3. Which AWS offering enables users to find, buy, and immediately start using software solutions in their AWS environment? AWS Config, AWS OpsWorks, AWS SDK, AWS Marketplace. So just like number 2, I'm going to follow my intuition here. And if you can find and buy, boy, that sure sounds like a marketplace. So my answer is going to be D. And the answer is D. AWS Marketplace is a digital catalog with thousands of software listings from independent software vendors that make it easy to find, test, buy, and deploy software that run on AWS. All right, so far so good. 4. Which AWS networking service enables a company to create a virtual network within AWS? AWS Config, Amazon Route 53, AWS Direct Connect, Amazon Virtual Private Cloud. Well, virtual network, and then in this answer you have virtual private cloud. This one feels right. So I'm going to go with D. And the answer is D. Amazon VPC lets users provision a logically isolated section of the AWS cloud where users can launch AWS resources in a virtual network that they define. All right, let's do this last one. Which of the following is an AWS responsibility under the AWS shared responsibility model? This one's kind of a little tricky. So the first one is configuring third-party applications. B is maintaining physical hardware. C is securing application access and data. D is managing guest operations. Immediately, I feel like A is just wrong. Like, Amazon doesn't need to figure out or work with any third-party applications that I want to use. B is kind of like the whole reason why I'm using AWS. Like, Amazon, you have all of this tech. You've got computers, you've got servers, you've got databases, you've got storage. I can't maintain any of that for you. You would have to do that, Amazon. So I feel pretty strongly about B. C is where it gets kind of interesting, where it's securing application access and data. Part of me felt like, all right, they have some responsibility to have secure systems, have secure hardware. So I was kind of like on the edge. I was like, maybe, but I could also see where that would be my responsibility and my team's responsibility. And lastly, managing guest operating systems, I just flat out, no, not about it, not choosing that one. So I'm between B and C right now. At the end of the day, I feel like B is the strongest answer here. That would be Amazon. This is your equipment. It's your responsibility to maintain it for me, the customer, so that I can pay and use it. So let's check out what the answer would be. It is B. So maintaining physical hardware is an AWS responsibility under the AWS shared responsibility model. All right, so that was 5. I feel like that wasn't too bad. Again, just what's doable? 5 questions is totally doable. I hope that this was understandable. I hope that this helped you. And as always, the goal would be at the end of January or whenever you take this, we can earn this cert together just by doing a little bit each day. I really appreciate you stopping by. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.